Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of CoinGage podcast. Today, we have an amazing guest, Daria Beznos, the growth director of Daos Hub. Everybody here who is in the UAE and in Dubai, I'm sure you know about Daos Hub. It's one of the leading ecosystems for crypto, Web3, and innovative companies. You can go to their workspace, you can be part of their events. Daria shared what does it mean to become a member of Daos Hub, how they actually select the companies that become members. What do you need to satisfy to pass the due diligence and get an approval from Daria and her team? And she also shared what are the plans for Daos Hub in the coming months, but also in the future. We talked also about Daria's background. She comes from an exciting place of tokenization of real-world assets. She explained, are we early or late, probably more early than late, in the tokenization of real-world assets. We also got a lot of Daria's insights. How does it feel and what does it mean to be a woman in blockchain? What is Daos Hub doing to attract more women to be part of the ecosystem? And what should we all as a community do to attract more women to join the crypto community? You will enjoy this episode. Have a blast. Subscribe to the channel, like the podcast, and enjoy the show with Daria. So welcome, Daria, to the show. Really
Thank
great.
You so much.
Really great to
being
have you.
Here.
And in the preparation for the podcast, you told me that this is your first podcast done in person. So very happy to have a superstar like you on your first live in physical podcast.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And maybe to start on, in that sense, you know, when we spoke a few months ago, when you were kind enough to invite us to Daos Hub for an event, you told me that you moved actually fairly recently from, it was Lisbon,
Portugal.
From Portugal to Dubai. So can you tell us a little bit about the journey? How do you find Dubai? And then we can also talk about, obviously, you and Daos Hub as well, yeah?
Yeah, of course, 100%. So basically, when I just started my crypto journey, it was back in the Netherlands. And then you know how much the community around you is very important, and also people that you met on a daily basis, not only during the conferences or online. Yeah. And then Netherlands was a bit too institutional for me. That's why everyone recommended go to Portugal. Like Portugal is the place in Europe for Web3, for Web crypto, for people, all of that. So I did. I moved to Portugal. Everything is amazing. You know, Lisbon is just awesome, the nature and everything. But then the community there is good. Like people are good, but they're too laid back. So like during the events, they just want to drink some beer, chill on the sun. You know, no one really wants to do business there. Okay. No one is really like hustling, pushing things, moving things forward and so on. And then Daos Hub came to my life, and the chance to move to Dubai also came to my life. I've been thinking about it for more than a year, honestly, because I've heard many great things about the Dubai and seeing how many people are moving here as well. It's a really attractive offer. So I decided to take it, and it's been amazing ever since.
Awesome. So welcome to Dubai. And to ask you, so you would say that Portugal or Lisbon is one of the key places in Europe, but what I was always heard that many times as well, they have a good ecosystem. There's some interesting projects, especially in the DeFi side, but you say it's less of a activity than here in the UAE.
Yeah, 100%. I think like most of the Europe, especially that part where it's Spain, Portugal, I don't think people move there really to work hard. Okay. They move there just to chill and enjoy their life. Yeah. And thus also, you know, the mood, the vibe around that ecosystem is very relaxed. You can also see during the conferences, for example. So there are not many things going on in that part of the region and, just Europe in general. Yeah.
I wanted to then ask you more about this. How do you judge the whole situation in Europe? You know, there's a lot of expectations, especially on the regulatory side, like with this whole MiCA. But, I'm always very critical of MiCA, in Europe. So how do you see holistically like Europe? Do you have the same opinion? Is there hope for Europe?
For me personally, no.
Okay.
There is no hope.
By the way, this will go viral. All of the stuff that you were saying will go viral. Nice. Go ahead.
But it also depends not from the regulatory perspective, but also how people feel in Europe. Yeah. And I think that a lot of issues that they have that are outside of crypto also impact the lives of people who work in crypto as well. How many scandals we've seen, people not being safe in Paris, in Brussels. You've also told me some of them. In Cannes, I've heard the similar stories, So I think these things impacts the most the vibe in general. And then, of course, like the regulatory part was the taxes and the way the government supports the crypto development and the projects. Because when I remember in Portugal, they had a lot of grants, like it was more than 5 million in terms of the grants that they were able to distribute. And back in 2023, I was on the teams that were actually applying this grant to tokenize energy and like electrical type of fields, whatever it is. And then I was also the person who was filling in all of those documents. And I think it took us literally 2 months of work to do that.
Okay.
Also, like describe the project and tell everything, and it is just unbearable, you know.
Yeah.
And then the whole process of getting this grant was more than 9 months, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So definitely a slower pace than.
Definitely, like bureaucracy there is absolutely crazy. Not as streamlined as Dubai, even like at all.
Okay. And then you decided, as you mentioned, Daos Hub came into your life and they made an offer you can't refuse, I guess.
Of course.
And so how long have you been now here in the UAE? What's your first impressions or now a bit longer impressions? How's it been going so far, actually?
So it's been a bit more than 6 months, so 7 months for me in the UAE, very much settling in, getting to know the people. What I've noticed is that, first of all, everyone here is open-minded, open to connect. Yeah. In Europe, you can really see, especially in the Netherlands, that they divide people between ours and then the immigrants. Okay. And then here in UAE, I don't feel the division at all because, well, majority of the people here came to be here. So everyone is just trying to collaborate, get to know you, see what you can do together. That part I absolutely love. And also the amount of great companies that are coming here. That's our focus actually as Daos Hub. Yep. You know, we are a collaboration hub. So we want to combine the best companies here in UAE and even in the world to be members at Daos. Yeah. And then in any other parts of Europe, for example, if we started with that first, not Dubai, I don't think it would have been possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when you invited me for the first time to come to Daos Hub, you know, you showed me this beautiful space, several floors as well.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you have some very strong, well-known tenants as well.
We do.
So if you can share, I don't know how much it's public or not,
course.
But you have some very, very cool people in Daos Hub, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, definitely. So one of our first residents was actually Anton and then Top as well. And we do have Telegram wallet, for example, on board, their venture arm as well. Yeah. And now some other companies in the AI field, like OpenMesh. And we also signed 2 very big exchanges, guys. But I cannot... Us. No. Okay. They are Asian exchanges. Okay. I would tell like this. One Asian and one European. But I cannot yet tell the names. But it will definitely be out very soon in our and their social media as well.
Okay. And can you explain us to a little bit the process? Like if a crypto company, or let's say another tech company wants to join Daos Hub, how does the process look like? What's the journey? What to expect? And what do you offer there in particular?
Yeah, 100%. So the process is a bit more complicated than in another hubs. And it was made purposefully this way because, as we all know very long and very well, that our industry is sometimes very questionable, especially the ethics and also what people want to do with the opportunities that they get, with the money that they raised and everything else. So we put a very big effort and impact on our validation process. And it comes from 2 parts. So first part is, of course, legal KYC, KYB, in case it's needed. So like a bit more than, you know, the exchanges do it, because then it's just a normal check if someone is a fraud or no. We go a bit deeper with that. And then, of course, we do have an admission interview as well. Okay. So to check the sentiment, check the project as well. We do absolutely love startups coming to Daos Hub, but some of them has a questionable product and no track record of achieving anything, you know, in their past business experience. So then it's clearly not a match if we don't see the product development going further, or if we don't see that strong team behind it.
Okay. So if I understand, then maybe most of the companies and projects you have at the moment, they're a bit later stage ones, not the ones where it's just some white paper and some thoughts. Yeah. It's more like when they're a little bit established. Did I understand it correctly?
Yeah, 100%. We at least want the project to be post MVP stage.
Okay.
And at least have some traction. And then, of course, ecosystems and big foundation players is a very important part to build like a sustainable community of Web3 people. But that's not the main focus. The main focus is basically to gather them all in one space.
Okay. And when the companies join or want to join Daos Hub, do you also provide them a little bit of support or guidance, holding hands? Like how would a journey look like if, for instance, Freedx or another
Yeah.
CoinGage podcast would like to join and joins, for instance, Daos Hub.
Yeah, we actually do provide a lot of introductions for them as well.
Yeah.
We do have a separate division of service providers, for example, that we validated already. So in case you need a marketing support or audit support, or you need someone to recommend you to do legal, we have those people as members or as our connections, and we can recommend them to you, because we know that there are a lot of scams been going on in service providers part of the industry as well. And then fundraising support as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very big part in terms of Daos Hub development later on. We can come back to that later as well.
Okay, startups need to remember this. Everybody watching this, remember that.
Definitely. But we actually want to democratize the fundraising and change the way it, the whole venture ecosystem operates right now. Many people won't like it. A lot of more people will enjoy it. But then that's, of course, after the first 1,000 members are set up at Daos Hub and we're fully up and running.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit, when do you plan to launch these initiatives around the fundraising? How does it look like?
Yeah, I think in our predictions right now, it will be approximately Q1, Q2 of the next year.
Okay.
Because right now we're focusing on setting up the first 1,000 members in Daos Hub as residents. And that's the main, basically, goal, to build a sustainable ecosystem, the sustainable community around the project.
Okay.
But actual one, not only the community with 20K fake followers on X.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and just to say, if you by any chance have a launch party for the venture, we might have time to join, So I'm just saying, if you're planning something, we'll be happy to come,
Actually, events is a very big part of Daos Hub ecosystem and development as well. So we're happy to have you with us one day.
Thank you for the invitation now out of nowhere.
Of course.
But also just to tell also the audience, when you invited me to come and visit Daos Hub for the first time, you actually had a very, very nice event.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with the quality of the people and the quality of the presenter. I remember our actually good friend from Polytrade as well, PG, right? Can you tell us a little bit, how do you structure these events? How often do you do them? What can people expect? And also maybe important, how they can find out which events are happening, or how does it look like actually?
Yeah, definitely. So on our event calendar for the next 12 months is around 300 events. We're going to be packed with those, and there will be different parts of events. So some of the events will be the ones that are dedicated to some companies. For example, Telegram wallet has a new features to share, and they would like to share it with their community and attract new projects to join or whatever it is. We will do events for them, as well as educational events either for our community. Those ones will be private and posted only to Daos Hub members, but some of them will be also posted on Luma of Dubai and Daos Hub for public to just come, join, listen. But then we do have validation part, not only in joining Daos Hub.
I remember that. Yes.
But also to join the event, because we would rather have 20 people and that everyone is legit and everyone is good, rather than have a packed event with 100 people and most of them will bring you no value whatsoever.
Yes, I do remember actually that the people at your events, so at one I was participant, listener, on the other one I had the joy to present as well. I do remember the quality of the people was really, really good. So congratulations on that. And I remember as well, I got the feeling that it was also a very closely connected community. Yeah. When I noticed quite a few of our friends, that I know, but also that it was, I had introductions there, and you were very active on the spot. You were trying to connect me with the right people. So this is kind of, I understand as well, is a very important part of Daos.
It is, of course, it is, because as I mentioned before, we are a collaboration hub. Yeah. So the whole idea is to let people come together, see each other, and then collaborate. Share the same ideas, find the ways to build something together, whatsoever. It's the same way why people go to conferences. But when you go, for example, to any big conference, you cannot know that someone is validated or someone is really true with a good background and whatsoever. And then the Daos Hub membership basically acts as that badge of true validation and then a true Web3 entrepreneurial mindset. Yeah.
And can you tell us lastly about Daos Hub? Do you have several hubs, or is it at the moment in Dubai? Yeah. And how does it look like in general?
Yeah. So basically we do have only one hub at the moment, and we opened it only 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. Yeah. So we're still very fresh, very new on the market and so on. We've purpose-built this hub to be the place for Web3 people. So with thoughts of the event venue as well, of the normal workspaces that you have. I really like to joke about the Web3, like the venue and events that we have, that when we normally organize events and we go to some cafe and we put one pull-up banner, it looks like we're in healthcare or something.
Yeah.
And it's not enough for the industries that we're working at, especially when it's a high-tech product, like the features, the sound, the quality, whatsoever.
Yeah.
So Daos Hub was built with the whole idea of that, and we built it as a product, basically. Yeah. It is very modern space, very white, with a bit of color. We've also added a lot of nice like furniture around and nice pieces of like books and little things. So if some people really like some movies, for example, Dune or Inception, you can find a lot of Easter eggs now in the hub as well. Okay. And I know that crypto people just absolutely love it.
Awesome. And who is responsible for this amazing touch in the event space? Because I feel there's something special, I almost feel like somebody's taking care of it very nicely there.
Yeah, 100%. So basically our founder and our event team as well, because our event team has a greatest experience, just crazy. We do have a girl, Alex. She leads the event team and she comes with a background of doing events for very high quality, popular, expensive brands like Chanel, Gucci, whatsoever, So she comes from that high quality, really type of event setting, and she brings that vast majority of experience. And then, of course, our friends and residents that recommended us a lot of features. So, for example, one of my favorite features is basically the plugged-in cameras on the ceilings that already are turned in all of the microphones in the presentation modes. Yeah. And we can do the immediate broadcasting of the event to your X, for example, or your Twitter. So then you don't only take the people who are in the one room with you, but also the people who are online in all the parts of the world. And we did the first use case like this with a company called Notcoin.
Notcoin, famous one. Yeah.
Yes, famous one during Token 2039. Yeah. So on their X, you can find it.
Awesome. And if people want to present or showcase something, how do they, with whom do they need to talk to? Do they need to talk to you? Which gatekeepers do they need to go through to get the opportunity to present something in Daos Hub?
Well, it's definitely me.
That's good. Good.
I'm leading growth at Daos. Yeah. So, of course, we do decide what are the projects that we want to help and we want to be with. And then, sometimes there are projects that are not really aligning with our vision, for example. There are not many of them, but there are sometimes when we refuse to have an event, but it does not really happen often.
Okay. And maybe lastly, the question about Daos Hub, and then we can also talk about other topics. Daos Hub, the name. Yeah. Where did it come from? What does it mean to Daos? Tell us a little bit the story about that. Yeah.
So there are actually different type of things we can, it's not only one meaning. There are different types of meaning and referrals. Yeah. First one is because we are guided by the Chinese philosophies. It's called Dao De Jing. And it's basically about the journey of all of us separately, but being together in one community and how one is always a piece of all. So it's, about the community basically. Yeah. And then Daos is also kind of sounds similar to Davos.
Yes.
And then also Daos, like a lot of DAO, so like decentralized autonomous organizations. Okay. So many different meaning. You can take whatever you like, basically.
Very good wordplay. I agree with you with that. Awesome. To talk about a bit of next topic. So when you were kind enough to invite me to present, but also the first time when I was being a part of Daos Hub, it seems like a big topic within the Daos Hub ecosystem was this tokenization, real world assets. Tell us a little bit more about how you see it and also how maybe Daos Hub sees these initiatives as well.
Yeah, 100%. So because we are a phygital place, so physical and digital, we have an
How did you say
Phygital.
Phygital, nice,
yes,
okay.
Yes, it's like a new word. Yeah. And actually was our first positioning, but then no one could understand what phygital means, so we changed it immediately.
Okay.
Basically because we are the physical and digital space, and we are in crypto, and we are a hub collaboration space for people in crypto and Web3. A lot of people asked us the question of, so are you going to tokenize Daos Hub? Which would kind of make sense for us because we also want to change, everything about collaboration, about investments, about access to technology, whatsoever. But our focus is firstly to have our model fully self-sustainable and then scalable. And as soon as Web2 real world business operates properly, we can think about tokenizing Daos Hub, and then we really see the opportunities for our members to also jump in. That's the idea. Basically, we are not yet sure to what extent and when it's going to come to be true again. But we are planning to open more places for Daos Hub in Singapore, maybe not Singapore anymore with the latest news, but then Hong Kong, for example, or London, and then another Web3 hubs.
And in Lisbon, going back.
Well,
maybe on the beach, something.
Yeah.
Okay, and. So we heard recently this big news with the Dubai land department. There was some property being tokenized, and then it was even sold, like even fractions of that property.
Yeah.
Is this as well how Daos Hub or you think about tokenization, or in a sense of owning the property, the real estate, or is it a bit different way? So where do you see the opportunity for Daos Hub there?
So for Daos Hub, it will be mostly about owning the piece of infra that fuels our collaboration, because the same as people go to conferences, people come to Daos Hub.
Yeah.
So that would be also kind of like a piece of property, real estate part of it. But then maybe we will add some utility to it.
Okay, utility.
Yeah, community perks, whatsoever. Yes. We'll need to see how we're going to package it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Undefined question mark.
Okay. Still at the moment thinking about it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And maybe lastly to, talk about tokenization and real world assets. Dubai, I think the hottest real estate market on the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're participating or if you're looking at it. It seems like everybody wants to get a bit of action when it comes to, at least I think investment into. Do you see still this being aligned with the Web3 crypto community? In crypto, we're all about Bitcoin, utility tokens, NFTs maybe in the previous cycle, and we're now talking about real world assets, right? That's about something it's very tangible, obviously with a lot lower yield or return, but a different profile. So is this something that excites you personally, or are you more on the crypto side?
So RWAs is my background. Before I joined Daos Hub, I was in that part of the industry, very active, speaking about a lot of things, pushing, the B2B toolkits that we had in the previous company I worked with. And then eventually I got very disappointed in this part of the industry, to be honest, because RWAs was also the first ever part of the industry I entered. And I entered crypto right after university. So it was in 2022. And then looking at all of the people saying that all of the benefits that crypto will provide, but also tokenization. And then one of those is democratizing access to investment, but to investment for whom? For me personally, it was always for unprivileged people, especially when I just started right after uni, I was like, wow, we're going to change the world. We're going to help people. But then in the end, no one from retail cares. We do not provide anything enough for them to get educated and also do a very nice, UI UX. So then they're not there. And then what? Democratizing, providing more access for BlackRock? I'm not interested in that. I still want to do something tangible with tokenization, something that really impact people's lives, not only just making rich people more rich.
Okay. Very, very, I like it. Awesome. To then ask you a little bit, go back to a different topic, but again, to Daos Hub. When I first came to visit you in Daos Hub, I noticed something amazing that I have never seen before in crypto.
Okay.
I walked into the room, and for the first time ever, there was more ladies at the event than men. I was shocked. I was saying, am I at the right place? I was looking at the door. So, we always hear about this topic of women in blockchain.
Yeah.
And this is, you need to tell me if I, understood it or saw it correctly. Daos Hub is very strong in having the smartest ladies in the industry as a part of the Daos Hub. Is that the case for our audience here?
Yeah. I think it is the case only because a big part, let's be real, a big part of our business is also, so to say, hospitality. So there are people in our companies that need to make sure that our residents are set and good with our coffee machines and with our opening doors, because we have very private access and all of these type of things. You cannot operate the physical space without taking care of those things. And then who can do it better than women? Especially smart ones, especially with the greatest experience. So we have girls coming from Emirates cruise, from all of these type of places that just know how to treat someone with kindness and respect and just make them feel welcomed.
Okay. And what are your thoughts in general about women in blockchain? Do you think we are completely failing as an industry there? We need more work. Is there hope for us? And how do you see it actually? Yeah?
Well, it is definitely better than when I just started.
Okay.
So like 3-4 years ago, it was less women and it was more of the closed tech bros, degen type of stuff. And then now I see more and more women speaking up and then supporting other women, and also try like being yourself without caring if someone will judge you. Okay. So for example, the fact that, I don't know, I like to dress pretty or do my nails and go out for some drinks with my girls does not mean that I cannot be a professional in the industry and be any less smarter than a man. Yeah. So basically here in Dubai, I see it's rising and popping up much more. We do have a lot of chats with girls as well. Yes. We do have one, it's a nice one, it's called Satoshi's Female. So it's basically... okay. Basically a group chat with like all of the Dubai girlies, and then we go out, not like go for brunches sometimes, organize mini events, and then basically try to help each other with hiring someone or looking for opportunities or whatever it is.
Yeah. If there's someone in the audience who would like to, obviously ladies who would like to join Satoshi's female, how do they become a part of that group? Do they reach out to you? How does it look
just reach out to me on LinkedIn and then I'll add you.
Okay, awesome. Man. Yeah. And if you would have to go back, you finish your university now, and you again have to make a decision, as a woman, whether or not to enter into crypto. Yeah. Would you do it again, or would you now decide AI or something else? Like, how was the experience so far in general? Like, do you think you made the right decision? Yeah.
I think I definitely made the right decision. It was a lot of internal conflict for me in last years before, when there was a lot of sexism coming our way in terms of... I was really deep into L2s on Ethereum, the way like ZK proofs work, optimistic rollups and so on. And then hearing from people stuff like, oh, I would never expect to hear it from a person like you or something like this. It's not directly offensive, but it's also not very polite to say. You'll just need to accept it, just to be like, whatever. It tells more about you than it tells more about me. So it's not like you cannot do anything about it. Just walk away and, be fine with it. So there will always be people who are like this, but then there will always be people who will support you, who will encourage you, especially the fellow girlies or the men that, that do not have issues with self-esteem. So then it ends up very well. Yeah.
So what would you recommend then to people who, when they see something like this, how should they, in your view, they should react? Or what should we do as an industry to actually fight against these misconceptions and actually wrong prejudice? Yeah. What should we do as an industry?
Yeah. I think for females, it is very important sometimes, if it's not crossing your boundaries too much, not to react at all. Because once people say stuff like this, they do expect you to give them something back, some form of reaction or a comment, or see you being emotional. And we know how all of the girls are so emotional and all of that type of stuff. For a man, I really love when someone is more, like standing on a business, standing on the ground, saying that I don't think it was okay, don't do it, or like reconsider what you just said,
Okay, understand. Good. So Dubai and the UAE, I think, are places known for amazing conferences. Yeah. I think Token 2049 is always very strong. Abu Dhabi Finance Week, maybe a bit private setting, Satoshi Roundtable. So what can we expect, from Daos Hub when we have these big events? Are you going to participate in those events? Do you have on your mind some big events in the future? Maybe Token 2049 in Singapore. How does your calendar and schedule look like in the next months?
Yeah, so we will be definitely attending big events such as Token 2049 Singapore. We were present in Token 2049 Dubai this year as a booth, but also we had a lot of side events. I think within a week we had more than 20 side events, especially with the brands like Ton, for example, or 1inch or Solana or Animoca brands. Yatsu was speaking at the hub, So very big names of the industry coming to Daos Hub, and that it is more of a private setting. So our venue capacity is up to 150, 200 people. Yeah. So it's not going to be that crazy overcrowded event where you just party. That's not about us. That's okay though. But Daos Hub, it's more about real connections and real, networking and doing business together. Okay. And then in a couple of years, you will expect the Daos Summit coming in, because we do have a lot of ecosystem players, startups, scale-ups, and so on. So then for us, it is also on the roadmap to create some form of the conference ourselves.
Okay. Will you be then competing with for the throne for the first place with Token 2049? How will that look like?
Well, I really try to stand on the point that we're more about collaborations and competition. Yeah. And the fact that we're good or they're good does not make us worse anyhow. And in Dubai, there are enough of people, good quality ones, to be participating in both.
Okay. And just to ask, so when you were organizing the events during Token 2049, if in the future a company wants to work with you on organizing this events during, let's say, Abu Dhabi Finance Week, Token 41, how does the process look like? Can they do something like this with you?
Yeah, 100%. So basically, we do have the whole event management team. Yeah. And then these are the people that organize events from planning to execution. They're doing everything. Checking in guests, making sure the photographer is on time, speakers on time, literally everything. So taking this hustle away from the companies. Yeah. Because we also I do believe from my previous background that when you fly your team to the conference, to another part of the world, and then your BD ends up checking in guests, that's not really money or time efficient and won't do any big ROI for your business as it could have done. That's why we're taking care of the hustling basically around the event organization, so you can focus on business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe to ask you one of the last questions, and then we move to the rapid fire questions. Summer in Dubai, how does it look like to you? I mean, when we were preparing for the podcast, you told me you plan to stay here, during the summertime. Yeah. How are you managing the heat? Is this too? I mean, you came from Lisbon where it's already hot. So how does the summer look like for you? And how are you managing the UAE Dubai heat?
Yeah, so summer looks awesome. There are much less people, so much less traffic.
Very happy about that.
Yes, and I can sign up for my Pilates classes easier, they don't get overbooked or whatever. The heat is okay because I do work from Daos Hub, from the office. Yeah. A lot of people ask me, why are you coming to the office so much? Like, if you guys would have seen Daos Hub, you would have not asked me these questions, to be honest.
I can confirm.
Yeah. And then I come to the office at like 10 a.m. I leave at like 8 p.m. and then, the whole heat, I'm in the office. Yes. So I don't really feel it. Evenings and mornings are just totally fine. So I think it's okay. Okay. So for everyone in the audience, when you're asking me or Daria, how does summer look like in Dubai? The answer is amazing, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But well, Anton, I do have a question for you.
Oof.
Actually.
Okay.
Tell me what's your sentiment about RWAs? Like, what are you looking for? What are your thoughts right now? To answer questions and as a host, and thank you for asking this. So, look, I've been kind of like in the RW space as well with you. I remember actually from, we crossed paths before actually. And I was always very excited about RWAs. And I think everybody in the industry, if we ask them, will every asset in the world end up on the blockchain? We will all say, yes, we believe that, right? But I think... maybe when you and I were starting a few years ago, it was definitely very early. Yeah. I think we can both agree on that. I think that UAE it's an amazing place for us because I think UAE is one of the leaders globally in tokenization. I think what the Dubai Land Department has done recently with tokenizing this property and selling it out in a couple of minutes or so, I think that also demonstrates there's demand for RWAs, especially among people who want to invest smaller amounts, right? Yeah. Because they were investing less. So I'm very excited. But to be honest, I had a conversation also with a person, today about RWAs, and we both kind of felt like, wow, it's still early. Yeah. Our cars are not on the blockchain. Our diplomas are not on the blockchain. Like many of the things you could consider an asset, it's still not on the blockchain. So I would say very bullish, still very excited after many years, but we are early. It's painfully obvious, Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. Now, but then to ask you a couple of rapid fire questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
And, for the audience and for you. So ideally, just answer it with one word or one sentence. So first question, what was the first cryptocurrency that you have bought in your life?
Sui.
Sui. Okay. Wow, that was an unexpected question. Okay. If you would have to choose very hot environment or cold like in the Swiss Alps, which one of the two you choose?
Hot 100%.
Hot 100%. Yep. So you're more like a summer person.
Yeah. Sun, tanning.
See, enjoying the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think was the biggest scandal or the biggest drawback or the worst thing that happened in the crypto industry this year?
This year, well, for me personally, it definitely was Mantra.
Mantra, yeah?
Yes. And there are a lot of things I still do not believe after watching the interviews or hearing what the founders has to say.
Maybe you can explain for the audience kind of what happened with Mantra so people understand the context.
Well, the token just dropped 90% or something like this within the span of a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then basically the founders got accused of a lot of things such as dropping the token, selling the team allocated tokens. A lot of market makers that they used to work with also got accused of, doing market manipulation. And then at the end, I think everyone just judges for themselves how they want to see the situation. For me, when you rise that quick, you can also fall as quick as they did. So I do believe more in the sustainable growth. Yeah. And in the companies that I worked before in RWAs, they focused first on the building the tech and then on actually promoting the project. And a lot of people did it other way around. So being actually ethical and sustainable and working with people that you can trust is a very big thing in crypto. And I'm very happy that actually I was, I'm a girl, but I also really like Dubai in that case because there are a lot of people that know other people. Yeah. And approximately 2 weeks before that happened, I was gossiping with someone in the elevators in Daos Hub about the mantra scene, just mantra in general, because the team was also coming a lot to Dubai and all of that type of stuff. And they were telling me a lot of things. And then I was like, okay, I'll just sell my mantra. And I did 4 days before the token dropped.
You need to tell me everything that you're selling.
No. So I'm happy about that.
Okay, yeah. So indeed, Mantra was a very difficult situation. We wish them more the best sustainable growth in the future, and hopefully, it turns out well.
Fingers crossed. But then I'm also super happy because a lot of my good RWA friends now see that Dubai tokenization provider market is more empty since Mantra is not as strong of a player anymore, and I see more and more influx of very good European companies. Yeah. That will be residents at Daos Hub as well. Yeah. So happy about that.
Okay, awesome. Bitcoin in 2030, below $1 million, above $1 million, and why? A tough one, yeah?
Well, I would hope that it's above. I do think it's going to be below. Yeah. I do think that, right now, the biggest pain of mine and of a lot of people is the political situation around the world. And hopefully, if it goes well, then, Bitcoin is always tied to just the normal economy as well. Yeah. If it goes well, I do hope it's going to be above. Yeah. But then again, you never know what our neighbors are going to be doing right here or any other countries. Yeah. So I think that will be one of the situations that's going to impact it the most as well.
Okay. Where in Dubai is the best brunch for Saturday morning?
I don't know because I don't really go for brunches, to be honest.
Okay.
I would say we really enjoy going to Baoli with my friends.
Oh, strong choice.
It is, very pretty and also sometimes fun, sometimes calm. Yeah. But then normally we do prefer to do other activities with my friends than we prefer dinners and so like this and brunches.
Okay. What is the one habit that you have that you would love to change for yourself?
That I would love to change?
Yes.
Well, smoking.
Okay, good. Smoking.
Yes. I smoke IQOS. Yeah. So it's like the electrical cigarette, but the tobacco. It's a bit hard going out for a smoke at 2 p.m. sometimes in Dubai,
It's hot, yeah?
Yeah. And it's a bit humid. So when you smoke and then breathe this air, it's not a good combination. So I think that one would be nice to change. What about you?
Oh, for me? Wow, I will give a boring one. I would love that I go to sleep earlier. Okay. I don't know what's happening in Dubai, but my life has been moving more and more towards the evenings. Yeah. I think it could be because of the heat. But, many times I surprise myself when I'm like, oh, it's 1 o'clock in a random Tuesday and I'm still up, So I would love that I actually go to sleep earlier. I still wake up fairly early. I would like to maybe, use the mornings for some running or walking around or meeting friends, even though I'm not sure who would wake up that early. But I would love to that I don't go to sleep so late, actually.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. And maybe then just last question. next location for Daos Hub, which one you would want and why?
Well, personally, I
Yes,
would say from personal experience, I would really love Hong Kong.
Okay.
Because, after we've done building the community around Daos Hub here in Dubai and we feel strong enough that it's all set and we can move to the next location, you won't need as much growth support as they need now. And growth, partnerships, events, members is my main focus. So then after the Dubai community set up, obviously, when we open the Hong Kong office, I'm also going to be there. Awesome. And I'm also going to be leading growth there. And I think Asia is very cool. And from the perspective of development of crypto industry, Hong Kong is doing good, doing pretty well. So I hope that one.
Okay, so I wish this, your wishes come true.
Yeah.
Daria, really wanted to thank you for joining CoinGage podcast, and really it was a blast. And thank you for everything. And also, I think we talked a lot about things that you can offer to the crypto ecosystem in UAE and Dubai. So I hope everybody paid attention. I think, Daria, you are the key person, so they need to reach out to you and 100%. For whatever they know. And again, thank you very much for joining the show. It was a blast. And hopefully we have you as well, maybe in Hong Kong or next year or whatever. And we'll be at the launch party that you mentioned.
100%. Thank you so much for having me. And guys, if you have any questions about Daos Hub or just whatever questions you might raise from everything I've just said, not the provocative ones, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or anywhere.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Daria.
Thanks, Daria.
And thanks everyone for joining the show. Definitely subscribe to CoinGage channel, watch our shows, also like the episodes. And if you have some questions for Daria or maybe for myself or for any of the guests, please write them in the comments. And more episodes to come. And I hope you had a blast.